So I booked a Tesla. I usually always book with this company, and now I was like, they got a Tesla? I gotta try that shit. So here I am. I'm gonna take you guys with me. We shall see how to open that shit, because I know. Oh yeah, okay. Interesting. Very luxurious design. Alright you guys, so I'm inside the Tesla. I just had to unlock the electricity, which I did here. Very easy actually. So I just went here and then I could change it right here. And so yeah, that was quick and easy. It looks so minimalistic and I love it. Like, it's not much, but it's like a lot of space. Lovely. It's really lovely. I like it so far. We'll see how that baby drives. And I figured that, yeah, the shift is not in the middle of the console. It's actually right here. So I got the reverse, the neutral, and the drive. And I'm very curious how that will go. I also just figured out how to adjust the steering wheel. So everything is on the board computer. Literally everything other than the shift and the blinker. Other than that, this is how you adjust it. That is like so cool. Now I'm gonna show you guys a little bit around. So you have, damn, rip me out the plastic. I've been acting brand new. So you have the middle console here. This is where you can lay your phone. This is pretty cool. You open this and then you close it simply, which I found out, by just pushing it back again, and then it'll close automatically. Pretty freaking cool. You got cup holders. You got a whole big ass middle console, which you open here. This is, by the way, not automatic, so you have to manually close it because it doesn't close automatically. So this is the back. It's a huge model, y'all. It's huge and it's pretty too. The seats are leather. The seat, everything, like, you can tell like this is really good quality. And just the design, the minimalistic design, kind of like, there's literally nothing here that is kind of like disturbing or in your way. Even the air is coming out of a little gap here. Like, it's not huge like you know it from regular cars. Your board computer is basically everything you need is on your board computer. When you're driving, you see the car in real time, right? Like here as it's driving, as well as cars that are passing right in real time, as well as you can see like construction zones or red lights like 50 meters ahead. Everything is on the display. Also, this has a few cameras, as you can see. Put it in reverse and you can see the regular back camera. Then you can see the side camera and another side of that's like, this is what I mean. Like, it's so many angles and it makes it almost impossible to actually like bump into something because you just have a lot of eyesight. So yeah. All right, so I do want to say a little something about me driving the Tesla for the very first time the other day. Overall, I would rate my experience with a Tesla at 8.5 out of 10. I'm going to tell you all the things that I liked and then all the things that I don't like so much and why I only rated it at 8.5 instead of more. I love the design. The design is lovely. It's very simplistic, it's very minimalistic, and I really like that. By the way, that's my cat Belly. You don't have a lot of buttons. You don't have a lot of things you have to do. You just have a huge board computer in which you can basically adjust pretty much everything. Other than the board computer, you only have your shift that is behind the steering wheel, as well as the turning signal and the window wipers. So that's the only thing that is kind of like outside of the board computer. Everything else is in the board computer. No buttons, you don't have anything else. And yeah, disclaimer, the Tesla does not have an aux. So if you still use the MP3 player and you decide to get a Tesla, then I would suggest you get yourself an iPhone where you can connect it via Bluetooth. I do love how robust it is. I love that it's so solid. It's like I was driving and you can feel like it's heavy. I was driving curves and it was so smooth in the curves. It feels like unfortunately I have not gotten to drive it on the Autobahn, but I do think that even if it was really, really windy, I think the car would still be very solid driving at 160 kilometers per hour. So I do think that this is a great thing. It's very heavy, it's very solid, and it's robust. So that's basically all words for one meaning. Also, it's just very spacious. It's kind of a little bit high tech, I would say. The trunk was enormous. The trunk is huge. I think it was a model Tesla Y. I'm not quite sure if it was a Y. I do think it's like a SUV Tesla. It's the SUV Tesla. Overall, the looks of the Tesla, amazing. The acceleration is lovely because it accelerates, because it's an electric car, it accelerates like extremely fast. This is very typical for e-cars. Now, what I don't like is that it is a fully electric car. Now, I know that is the whole concept of the Tesla. However, I would probably not get a Tesla just yet, just because I'm a little bit of a paranoid girly. I don't think that the battery capacity is enough for me to feel like, okay, like I can, be or go on a chill road trip. The battery capacity fully charged is around 299 kilometers, which I don't think is that much because it really depends on how heavy the car is, how many people are in the car, how fast you're going. So depending on all of those things, or how much you're using the AC. So all of those things are taking things from the battery. So basically the battery can run out quickly. I'm not a car expert, but I'm just a little bit too paranoid just because we don't really have too many electric charging stations just yet. The battery capacity overall, I don't think it's enough for me to calmly go on a road trip or calmly visit friends that live 200 kilometers away, So yeah, I do think for now I'm still like a hybrid girly, in which I could use driving fully electric in the city, for example, if I have to go from A to B. And then if I travel longer distances, I can switch to gas. I just think that gas stations are still much more common than electric charging stations. I'm also kind of afraid that if I get stuck in traffic, and let's say I'm on an Autobahn and the traffic is like, let's say I'm stuck for 30 kilometers and the battery keeps running out and I cannot charge my car anywhere close, that's a little bit of a problem. It's just a little bit too unsure still for me personally. Though it's nice to drive, the simplicity is convenient, but I don't think that is convenient yet when it comes to traveling longer distances, not as we're used to having it with gas cars. But yeah, overall, I would give the Tesla 8.5 out of 10. I do think it's totally worth the experience. I do think if you want to try driving a Tesla, you should absolutely do it. You should see how it is for you, especially if you're used to like cheap cars. If you're used to driving small Fiats or maybe small Smarts, then I do think that the Tesla will be like a huge experience for you. Since I'm used to driving an SUV, it wasn't too much of a difference for me to drive like a big car. It was just the experience of the Tesla, the design, the simplicity, and just to, drive the Tesla. I also do think that driving the Tesla, you feel a little bit special. And it's not because you're driving in a very expensive car, it's just the fact that Teslas are still not so common. Here in Germany, the most common cars are like BMWs, VWs, Audis maybe, and they don't really have a lot of Teslas. Now they do have Teslas, but not so many, and it's still kind of like a special thing if you drive a Tesla. Just because it's an uncommon car, not everybody can afford it, not everybody buys it. I would say if you have the chance, if you have the opportunity to drive a Tesla for a few hours, then absolutely do it. I think it's worth the experience. Personally, if you want to get a Tesla, I think it's a very personal choice, because if you have the money and if you don't really travel long distances, and if you also like the minimalistic design, then I think you should absolutely go for it. I'll do it again because they have the car available to book, and usually I always book with this company, and the Tesla is just a little bit more expensive. It's not much more expensive. So if I want to drive it, I'm probably going to book it again. Yeah, so thank you for watching.